Welcome back to International Scale Model. I'm Lee. This is the January 2016 news show. You'll notice that I'm not outside at the moment. I'm indoors because it's a bit windy outside and it's going to play havoc with the microphone. We're indoors, it's a bit echoey in here. I do apologise. We'll resume service again outside again, hopefully next month, weather permitting, of course. So here we are. This is my lovely, comfortable man cave now. I'd just like to say, obviously, before we go any further, my drink, I neglected this at the beginning of last show, was it at the end of last shows? I'm actually going to do a wine recommendation this month. Now this is a Marquis de Riscal, Reserva Rioja. Now this is an amazing drop of wine. This is my favourite wine on the planet at the moment. I absolutely love this stuff. And it's not cheap. I suppose in English money it'd be about £10–12 a bottle. So it's a reasonably cheap bottle, but it is like velvet on the tongue and the mouth. It is absolutely fantastic, and if you do like red wine, you have to try this stuff. It's absolutely fantastic. So salute. Oh, muy bien. Okay, so that out of the way, and that glass will be depleting over the course of the video, I'm sure. Obviously, as per normal, we've got the forum updates coming out, the GBs SiGs for 2016. Obviously, we've got a couple underway already. We've got the Ultimate news and briefs, some really smashing news for Ultimate. Mine and Paul's current build update, and I have a decent sized update at long last. Obviously, the prize for January and everything. We've got the reviews. We've got the Hataka Paint set reloaded. Now, Paul did a review of these when they were released about, I think it was 8–9 months ago. They've now changed a lot of their paints and things like that, and so we've done a reloaded review, another review of them, so that's up as well. And we've got a review of the RetrokiT APC and Marines and the RetrokiT Steel Beast as well, which you'll find out why in a bit. So I think without further ado, let's go over to the Ultimate news. Okay, well, there's two big bits of news for Ultimate for January, and there's some very big news coming out in February for Ultimate as well. But we'll get on with January's first. We've got now, as you know, we stock on the umpretail.com site. We do stock a select few kits like Takum, Tarangas, Metal Earth, and the Saw Art ones, the big Doras. Now we're going to slowly fade out one of those. It will probably be the Taranga, the Takum kits. We're going to slowly fade those out, mainly because we want to do manufacturers that don't do a lot of kits. We don't want to hold a lot of stock for one thing because we can't afford to, but we haven't got the room either. And the other thing is we want to offer a smaller range of kits of certain manufacturers that you don't get many other places, that are hard to find. So we're trying to concentrate on those sort of things themselves, which is why we've been with Tarangas since day one. Again, not everyone sells Tarangas kits, and they're cracking little kits, the newer ones as well. So we've got those. So we're actually, our newest member is RetrokiT. Now obviously RetrokiT sponsor our Easter egg plane builds every year, so thanks to that for them. But we've started stocking, they do these, which are the minions. Now these minions, I've ever since I got back into modelling, first time I went to Telford 3 years ago, I saw Domi there, as the owner of RetrokiT, and he was selling these minions, and I thought they're absolutely fantastic. And over the last 3 years, I've got about 25 of them I've bought all in all. I haven't done any yet because I want to build up a collection. I want to make a big old display for them. But I think there's nearly 60 available now, and the majority of them are available on our website, obviously. There's some few shortages at the moment which are coming in the next couple of weeks, but should have the full range in the next couple of weeks. But they're absolutely fantastic. They've only been up on the site since I posted this video for 4 days. We haven't even advertised the fact that they're on there, and we're nearly sold out of them already. So they are absolutely brilliant, and it's one of those things that they're great characters. They really do emulate things like TV programs, films, rock stars, and all other situations and things. It's like this one is 50 Shapes of Banana, which is brilliant. And there's those things like Wolverine versions, Spider-Man, Batman. You know, there's Judge Dredd. There's 60 of them. So go over and check them out. They're absolutely fantastic. They're great fun. They're really cheap, and they're a nice little diversion from when you want a little break in between your kits. And a lot of people use them as what do you call it? Mind blankage. When you have a little like teddy bear. Oh God, what are they called? I will insert the word here because my mind's gone blank completely. But a lot of people use them for those, and you know, have them always in their build videos and things like that. They're absolutely brilliant, and I for one am definitely going to get the rest of them. And I think I'll just start painting a few of those this year, that's for sure. Now RetrokiT, they also do like things like this, the Steel Beast from Indiana Jones, you can't get that anywhere else in 172. Colonial, Colonial APC, the Colonial Marines APC from the Aliens 2 film. Again, something else you won't see anything else, all in 172. But things too like the Star Wars reconnaissance probe from the first Star Wars A New Hope, and there's lots of other bits and bobs as well. Some real brilliant things. I think I've done a review of the Martian tripod and the Star Wars snow speeders and things like that as well. You know, we'll be doing all of those. So they're literally all coming in at the end of January, the rest of those bits and bobs, but definitely worth it, and they're absolutely fantastic, and they're great diversions from your normal modelling as well. So that's a good bit of news, and we'll be stocking those indefinitely as well, because I just really like them, and I like to give little businesses a helping hand, and Domi's, it's a Belgian business, and you know, he's been good to us all through the years, and so I really want to help Domi out as well. So they're absolutely great. Go and get yourself one or two, and I'm telling you, once you've bought one or two, you're going to be hooked. That's it. The other big news is we literally a couple of days ago just secured the sole distributor rights in the UK for Tan Model. Now, Tan Model is a brand new up and coming manufacturer of kits, and we've managed to secure the distribution rights. So the traders are going to get them from us and everything in the UK as well. But we'll sell them on our sites as well. And this is their kit at the moment, the Thunder Flash. Now, this is a phenomenal bit of plastic and loads of extras in the box. Things like mouse mats and lots of extra glass. You've got 4 wing tanks. You've got lots of different versions and things like. I think there's 7, 8 paint schemes. You know, absolutely fantastic bit of plastic and a well presented box. The model made up looks brilliant as well, and again, it's only just been released literally this last week, so there aren't many built up models around at the moment, but it goes together ever so well. Fit is perfect. Paul will be doing one probably starting his next week, just to give you an idea of what's in the box as well. But they've got lots of models due to come out this year, and they do look absolutely fantastic, so we're really psyched about that. And if you want to check out this new manufacturer Tan Model, the goods will be up on our store probably by the end of this week, so go and check them out. They're absolutely fantastic, they really are. So that's the Ultimate Model news. We'll say that we've got a massive thing for next month. Fingers crossed there's a countdown on our website. If you go over to umpretail.com, there's a countdown on there showing how long till we release our massive news and everything. So we're really looking forward to that. I just hope we're going to manage to keep the deadline. So, but we'll see on that. Right, so that's it for UMP. I think now we're going to go over to the review I did of the Hataka Paints. It's Reloaded. Now, Paul did a review of these 8 months ago when they first came out. Not too enamoured with them, they're a bit bitty and things like that, but apparently they've listened to the modelers, they've listened to the complaints, and they've now updated their pigments and lines and paint and mixtures and everything. And one thing Hataka do claim is they're 100% historically correct on their colours. For some of them, you know, it's a toss up in the air who's right and who's wrong, because there aren't any surviving examples of them, but you know, this is what they say, this is their claim. So over to the review and see what you think. Welcome back to the Essential Scale Modeler. I'm Lee. Today we're going to do a reloaded review of the Hataka Hobby Paints. Now, you may remember about 8, 9 months ago we did a review when they were released. Weren't particularly impressed with them. They were decidedly average. And then you had there was a couple of pots and the couple of bottles and the thing that would not work properly at all, would not spray properly at all. And then there was on the internet lots of things about bad batches and things like that. So not a great start for Hataka, but they've since got in contact. I think eModels, their main distributor, got in contact with them and asked us to send us another pack to do a review. So we're going to do another review of these, so it's going to be a reloaded review, so a second review, because apparently they've changed the pigments and upgraded some other ingredient or anything like that, and apparently don't have the bad batch problem anymore, etc, etc. So we'll do a quick review of the box again like we did last time, but as you can see on the box, it's got this 8 colours, 8 bottles in there, which is really nice. The Falklands Conflict Paint Set Volume 2 is the one that I've been given. On the box itself, again, just another bit about the paints, and there you've got a QS thing that takes you to the website. What I do like about Hataka Hobby Paints is really nice. It shows you the aircraft that it goes on. Also gives you a write-up of each aircraft, who flew it, you know, and what sorties they flew in and everything. And then you've got the BS color, BS numbers here, and again which aircraft they correspond to and everything. So I think that's a really nice touch. There's more information there than you get in most model kits, to be honest with you, about the actual aircraft that flew. So that's a really nice touch, and all of the Hataka paint sets have got this information on, because they're quite focused. The paint groups are quite focused on a certain subject, arena, or very small period in time. So, you know, these colours are very relevant to this thing. I mean, this is Hataka paint set 8TK AS28, so I imagine there's at least 28 sets out there to choose from. Now, the test bed for these, which I'm going to do a spray test obviously, is this, which is a Bandai TIE Fighter, which I'm doing for the Star Wars SiG on ISM. Now, this was meant to be the test piece for the new MiG ammo space range, but they haven't turned up. I ordered them weeks ago and they haven't turned up due to a cock up in their thing and what have you. So I'm going to use these because there is a colour here, this camouflage barley grey, which is pretty much ideal for the TIE Fighter, and the slightly darker one here, the medium sea grey, which will be good for the base and things like that. So I'm going to do this. We're going to go over to the spray bay in a moment. I just want to do, before I do that, is just quickly open up and show you what's in the box. Okay, inside, basically there's nothing else inside the box or anything, it's just a good box, but it's great packaging. You know, the outside sounds weird, great. There's 8 bottles in there, as you can see. Now the thing is with the Hataka paints is, they come out, you can see this here, where it's very hard to mix them, okay? They do come separated, quite well separated. Now this, the camouflage barley grey, I've shaken this. They do come with balls in, as you can hear. But I have shaken this with my paint shaker, which I'll go in on another review and everything, a homemade jobby. And it's come out absolutely spot on. So they do need a good shake, and a good, I mean, if you're doing this by hand, you need at least a few minutes, you know, shaking this on well, you know, by hand. On the top, it's water-based, airbrush tested, quick drying, shake well is all it says on the bottle. Obviously the number, the BS number, and that's it. 17mm bottles, the same as ammo, model colour, Vallejo, you know, AK, all the same sort of bottles basically. So that's it. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go over to the spray bay, and we'll see how they perform under stress. Right, okay then, so here we are in the spray bay. We're going to do the test of the Hataka paints. Now I'm going to go for the camouflage barley grey, which is the A142. And this is out of the Falklands War 2 set. Now I have given this a good shake in the paint shaker and everything, so you can hear the ball in there as well. So give it a quick mix. Test subject is the Bandai TIE Starfighter. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix this about 20 to 25% with Ultimate Airbrush Thinner there, which will work with everything. Okay, so just test the airshow. We've got an Infinity airbrush on an iWater PowerJet Plus compressor. Air is between 22 and 25 psi. We've got a 0.2 needle in there as well, and as you can see, cup is clear. So we're all ready. It's been washed out and everything. So I'm going to go with a little bit of thinner to start off with. Okay, and then we're going to get some paint in there as well for you. Okay, so we're probably about 35 to 40% thinner ratio there. I'm going to try it a bit thinner first, because our recommended on our chart, which you can't see here, but ultimate thinner chart for Hataka is 40%, I do believe. So I'm just going to try around about that. But the thing is with the Hataka paint, it does really matter which colour you're using at that time as to what thinner ratio you should be using, because the thicker the paint, the more the ratio for sure. Okay, so that looks like the right consistency on the side of the cup. Nice, just side of milk. So we're just going to give it a little spray. Now what I'm going to do is, now I'm going to turn on the extractor fan, so it might get a bit noisy, so we'll see, but here we go. seems to be spraying quite smoothly. So let's take the plunge, and what we'll do now is we'll have a go at the model, and we'll see how we do. I should just do one side of it, and then we'll go from there. We'll do the underside, and then from there we'll see if it's worth doing the rest of the model with. So I'm just going to start off with light coats. So light misting coat. And that quick blow over as well. Do the next coat. And the coverage seems to be quite nice. I've got to say it is going on smooth. The advertising does say that it is meant to be fast drying as well. Obviously, as I'm pre-shading, I'm just going to do light coats, a couple of coats at a time. Don't want to lose those shading lines if I can help it. You can see it's a slightly different colour than the primer. I haven't made up my mind if I'm going to do any post shading on this yet. It will be a case of I'll have a look once I've finished. I've got to say I haven't used these Hataka Paints since the last review. I think Paul did the last review. I had a set as well, and I've got to say I didn't really get on with them whatsoever. I wasn't very keen on them, but I have to say it's going along rather nicely. And it's definitely a different paint to the last one I used. I'm just going to give this another blow over there. And you know what? And then I'm going to go for on the whole model. So we'll hit fast forward now. Right, so there you go, that's done. That took a couple of minutes, not long at all. As you can see, I had to fill it up twice, but about the same amount again. It went through quite a bit, even with some thinner in there, which is about 40. It was pretty much bang on 40%, I'd say, and it's covered quite well. I have to say, I don't know if you saw, but it did stick a couple of times. It did dry a couple of times on the needle there. But as I was doing very light mists then, so but that's come out quite bad, so quite good. So what we'll do now is we'll go back over to the bench. Right then, so there you go. That was, you see it on the spray booth there. This has been drying now for about only about 3 or 4 minutes. So I've just literally hopped straight back over to here, and as you can see from the overhead there, there's actually a very nice smooth finish. I did want to go over the top with the pre-shading, but you can just see it coming through on there. I will do a tiny bit of post-shading on there as well. I know in the films and that you didn't have that much and everything, but I do like to add a bit of that to the models. And as you can see, that's actually come out quite nice. I think I just need to touch up on a spot here and a spot there, but apart from that, it's actually a nice smooth finish. It's kind of trying to look a satiny colour. I don't know if the lights are washing it out a bit, but it's like it's very satiny. It's not a matte colour. It's not as glossy as Mr. Hobby or anything like that, but that's come out really nice. I'm actually quite impressed with that. It's a very smooth colour, and it seems to have a bit of depth to it as well, which is nice, and which is saying a lot for a grey. Yeah, so that looks. I've got to say, that sprayed at least 100 times better than the last batch I had from them. That's for sure. I've got to say I like that paint. I may, if I'm going to do, they do specialist colours for specialist, aircraft and scenarios and arenas and things like that. So I think that if you are after a specialist paint set with the correct colours, they do advertise themselves as being 100% historically correct. Now, you know, that's a bold claim, because obviously paint colours and shades and everything is quite a contentious issue in the hobby industry, as to getting the right shades for aircraft, because the same colour can be several different shades, different with one manufacturer as it can to another. I like that. That's a nice grey as well. That does look like a grey that would be on the aircraft at the time. I have to say that I've sprayed quite a few of the English jets and things like that, and that is a good colour. That is a nice colour, and it actually suits that very, very well as well. I think it's whiting out a bit, you know, where it's quite light grey on the lights. I don't know if it can pick it out. I'll see when I edit it, but that's really nice. I've got to say, I like that. It's a lovely smooth finish. It's all dry now, completely dry, and it's touch dry, nothing there. You can pick that up. It doesn't feel baby smooth. It has a very slight texture to it, but hardly any whatsoever. So very nice indeed. You could spray it a little bit closer, but I didn't want to spray too close because I didn't want to lose the pre-shading or anything like that on there. But to be honest with you, I've got to say, just from that one paint, obviously I can only try 1 or 2 bottles, but I have to say that you know, that paint set is completely different to how it used to be. That is for sure. And I would say that's a recommend now. I quite like that. I've got to say, I may, if they have changed their colours and everything, and they've changed the pigments, it obviously works a lot better, because that just wasn't fiddy. That was in straight mix. You know, obviously it's not an exact mix, but that was about 40% thinner, you know, 60% paint, and that went down really nice on the 22 to 25 psi, straight out of the gun, straight onto the model. No spitting, spraying or anything like that. So I like that, very nice. That's a recommend for me. And if you are looking for specialist sets, and I think you can't look further than Hataka. And I've got to say a big thank you to eModels for sending us the sample set over. Until next time, take care, bye bye. Right, well there you go. That's my thoughts on them. They went down ever so well, and I should be doing some few models in those. I've got how many colours have I got? There's now probably 20, 25 of their range. For a lot for the aircraft models that I would do as well. So I'll use those a bit more, and I'll report again back a little bit later on what we thought about those. So that's that. We're going to go on to the ISMs, the GBs and SiGs now. Call me. Okay, so the GBs and SiGs. Obviously, New Age Desert Rats GB and Whole Hunters SiG ended last month on the 31st of December. The reveal shows for those will be out in the next 2 to 3 weeks. They're a little bit late because I've actually started up a new company over here in Menorca, and I'm absolutely crushed at the moment, which is why the new shade is a bit late as well. So I've got 3 businesses to run at the moment, so it's not easy. So you will have to please bear with me. But they will be out in the next 2 to 3 weeks when I'll get a spare day or something to do each one. We've got the first SiG of 2016 is the Fighting Falcon SiG. Obviously, this is the SiG that I recommended, and I'm glad it got voted in and everything. It's my favourite aircraft apart from the Harrier. And this runs from the 1st of Jan to the 31st of March. It is basically really, really simple rules. Any F-16 of any kind from any when. That's it. First off, sponsored by S&M stuff. Obviously, they've got the 30, 20 and £10 vouchers from them. And it's looking, I think there's 20 odd entries already, over a page of entries, which is brilliant. I hope everyone finishes. Even I've entered with an old kit I didn't think I'd get back here in time, but we'll go into that a little bit later. So great stuff. We've got the first GB, which is From Russia with Love, and that runs from 1st of January to the 30th of April. It's 4 months. Sponsored by MJR Models and Hobbies, our new sponsor. Now, there's been a little bit of confusion over this. It was quite simple. It's in the rules. Every SiG and GB has their own rules page under chat and guidelines on every SiG and GB. It's always been the same and it always will be. And they'll have quite the detailed rules of the SiG and what can and can't be used in the SiG. Basically, From Russia with Love is any Russian or Soviet made vehicle, car, airplane or whatever diorama, as long as it is Russian or Soviet markings and it's made in Russia or the Soviet USSR. So quite simple. We've had lots of questions about can I use this, can I use that. The rules are quite simple. Russian markings, Russian made, simple as, and that is it. Okay, again I think we've had over 70 entries so far, and they're absolutely fantastic because there's a plethora of things you can do on that. So absolutely brilliant turnout on that one. It really is good to see, and hopefully, fingers crossed, I'm going to get my rocket in there as well, my missile. But we'll see if I get time. I want to get that F-16 done for sure first. So that's great. Don't forget you can download the GB and SIG calendar for the whole of 2016. This one here. You can download that off our website in several places in the GBs and SiGs. What is a GB and SIG, or the calendar threads and what have you. So you can look. I've got mine up on the wall over here. And it basically just lets me know when and where you can plan your year of models building around the forum and things like that, which is great. A lot of people do it, so don't forget to do that. Okay, so that's the GBs and SiGs. I think now we're going to go over to Paul, who's going to do the first of the RetrokiT reviews, and this one's going to be the M577 APC and the Colonial Marines that come with that you can buy separately as well. I really want this as well, so over to Paul.
Hi everybody, Paul International Scale Modeler, welcome to another review. Today we've got a review of, well, it's our newly stocked at UMP RetrokiT, and it's the M577 APC from the Aliens movie. So, excellent looking thing. I bought one of these at Telford a couple of months ago. Loved the look of it. I had to get one. Sadly, we're out of stock of the Marines to go with it, but I'll get them at a later date. But I've got some here for review today. Excellent kit. It's a basic kit because all the kits are basic, because basically it was converted airport tug, converted into the APC. Now the only other kit I know of this is the Helicon, and it goes for absolutely stupid money. It's a crappy, terrible old kit, and it goes like 130 odd quid to 180 quid. It's a ridiculous price. I've thought about buying it a couple of times because I'm a huge fan of the film. Love the Alien series of films, and Aliens was just a classic film when I was growing up. So seeing this, excellent, very very happy with seeing it. So RetrokiT obviously are the seller, we're the stockists. The price we're selling it for is £25.99 for the APC. And for the Marines, they're £6.49. And you can get that direct from us on www.umpretail.com. So what we'll do, we'll have a look at the APC first. Like I say, it's a resin kit, so it's going to need a little bit of clean up to get it looking spot on, as all resin does. The beauty of resin is it can be cast into such delicate parts, and the detail is absolutely top notch. So as you can see, it comes packaged in its own little brown box wrapped in bubble wrap. We have a full set of instructions at the bottom. So the bag and the box is a nice sturdy box as well, which is important with resin. I not long back bought a Reggie RS200, and it didn't come packaged the best, and the actual shell of the body was cracked. So nice to see it packaged well. So there you go, there's the actual machine they based it on. So it's a Hunslet ETT77. It's completely scratch built. 72 tons. My God, that's heavy. Yeah, so that's where it come from. There's the parts and the layout. So if we go to the other camera, we can see them. So as you can see. Then we've got the rest of it there. And that's it. So very simple instructions. Easy to follow. Like I say, it's not a parts heavy kit at all, so it's going to be a simple build, but with resin there's cleanup required. And although it scares a lot of people off, there's nothing to be scared of really. All you need is a dust mask. You don't need a ventilator, or a respirator rather, should I say. You just need a dust mask, like one of these. This is my one I use on mine. So just one of those. They're only cheap. Better latex gloves, and what I do is I put a bit of kitchen towel down, wet it, and then saw it off with the razor saw. So as you can see, you've got the plug at the bottom, so that'll need removing, but if you get one of Tammy's big razor saws, it's off in minutes. Hardly any work at all. A little bit of sanding, and Bob's your uncle, job done. As you can see on the main hull of it, absolutely beautiful detail. A little bit of cleanup required, like I say, just on the bottom where the plug's been. The rest of it is very very clean on top. Nice little bit of detail there. We've got grills, the visor at the front, the screens at the front, the door at the sides there as well. So if you wanted, you could make that bigger, so you could get into the interior, put a routing bit in and what have you. you could get right in there and really show that off. I was even thinking today with some very clever mucking about, if you, once this plug's gone, if you routed this out carefully and put a little lithium battery there, you could light this up quite easily, because there's 2 lights there, and I think there's 2 lights on the back. I can't remember where exactly, but you could light that up quite easily and very simply. So yeah, that's the main piece. Like I say, very, very well cast resin. It's in the grey resin, which I believe is less harmful than the older yellow stuff. So that's good to see as well. RetrokiT's moving along. Like I say, all the doors are nicely cast and whatnot. So it's a nice chunk of resin. It's got a good weight to it. And you've even got suspension detail in there as well. You've got grab handles. Again, nicely done. Nicely cast. If you want to, you could always make these out of wire anyway. And there's a few other parts on the back there as well. Again, superbly cast. They are very nicely done. We've got a catch. It looks to be either a vent or a ladder. And again, very cleanly cast. Top marks. We've got the door. So this is the armoured door for the side of the APC. Again, very nicely cast. A little bit of flash to clean off. I mean, it is literally a case of that and it's off. Razor saw it off, or use a sharp knife and then just sand up the edges. Done. Basically, you'd sit there in one session and clean this off and the job's done. Very quick, very easy. I'm quite used to doing resin now, doing loads of cockpits and other parts and whatnot, that it becomes nothing. It's nothing to be worried about at all. There's the cannon for the top. Again, superbly cast. Very, very nice. Wheels. Again, the tread pattern's nice in them. Nice and crisp. Once you get this plug off the back, put it in situ, you can see the iconic shape of the vehicle taking part. So obviously 4 wheels. You got another cannon as well. I can't remember where these go now. Let's have a look. Have a picture of the real thing. Yeah, so you got the 2 actual cannon barrels which go into that one there. So those 2 go in there. And again, nicely cast. They are hollowed out at the front. A little bit of drill work, you could get through that no problem at all. Stick them on. We've got the other little cannon which I think goes at the front somewhere. That top one's the one that goes down the back when it goes inside the facility. So again, you could drill that out again, give it a bit more realism. You've got a ladder. Again, just a little bit of cleanup, nothing major. Another part, I'm going to lie, I don't know what that one is. Have a quick look at the instructions. Oh, it's a turret trolley. So it's what that turret sits on when it goes backwards on the vehicle. So again, nicely cast, a little bit of loose resin there and there. And then we've got a roof grille and a couple of little parts. So like I say, they're not part heavy. We've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, including all those parts, about 20 parts in total. The resin is very nice. You've never worked with resin before, all you got to do, wear a dust mask to protect yourself from the dust, gloves to protect your skin from the dust, and lay down something wet that will catch any dust to save it float around your workshop. It is dangerous to dust, so be aware of that. Don't be doing it in your living room with all your family there. Make sure you're out of the way. Outside's probably best, but if you've got a dedicated workshop like I'm lucky to have, there's no problem at all. As long as you take the precautions, it's perfectly safe to work with. This is obviously my own one that I bought. We do have these in stock to sell, and I can't wait to build this. It's going to be absolutely brilliant. So I'm going to quickly put all the parts back in the bag, just because if I don't, one's bound to go missing to the carpet monster, and I don't want that. Next up, we're going to the Marines. Now, I haven't got the Marines, sadly at Telford. I didn't see them in time. When I went back after buying the APC, somebody told me, oh, they're in the Marines. I went all the way back, and sadly Dominic had sold out. So I was like, oh crap. So I need to get these. So this is the first look at the Marines. I haven't seen these yet. But what I've seen through the bag, they look awesome. So we'll pop all that over there, get that out of the way. So, Marines. Colonial Marines, if I remember right, they were called. So there they are. How many do you get? I do not know. They are brilliant. I like them. I can see already. Oh, excellent. So you get a bit of information on them. So yeah, Colonial Marines, I was right. So you got your pulse rifles, M56 smart gun, multi-cam combat fatigue uniform. So there you go. So there's built up, I'll go with the closer cam. There's a built up figure. Wow, that's a nice bit of painting on a little figure. That's very cool. There's a bit more information on the internet, as it says. No, really? And that's it. So very simple. There's no assembly required on these. They're already pre-built. Again, resin parts. You just need cutting off their plugs. And away you go. So you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 in total. So what have we got there? Oh, I see. So this guy's cut off. He's got his rifle on the left and his arm, so he's holding the rifle at the back downwards. So it does need a little bit of assembly, sorry. Just need to cut it off, clear off some of this flash, which it literally picks off. Like that. So simple to clean up. Cut the feet off, glue the gun on, and away you go. So that one's nice. I think he's given the shh, be quiet there. So that's great. Next up we've got, do you know what, my mind's gone blank. I can't remember the guy's name and I forget the gun as well. But this is the big thing on the body sway thing in the film. They take the ammo clip off him because of the reactor, and him and his girl buddy put it back on. I can't remember the name of the gun now, I've completely forgotten. Mind's gone blank. But that's nice. So yeah, he's got his eyepiece on. Nice detail. Absolutely great for the size now, for 172. They're great. I'll show you a close up of that last one we did as well. They didn't come in really close. So they have a very well detailed, fair play. For a little resin figure. Very nice. Next up, got another Marine. So again, pulse rifle, helmet on, the camera on his shoulder, backpack. Very nicely detailed. They are stunning. We did a little dio of that Marine, sorry, the APC in these Marines. It's going to look great. Especially if you can scratch build some of the facility that they're in. Outside, back, breaking through the door, etc. Look really cool. Again, Marine crouched. Very nice again. Even the facial figures, they have facial figures. Very cool. The pulse rifle looks excellent. Once you get them cleaned up, they're going to look very cool. Definitely a good accompaniment for the APC. Absolutely stunning. And the last one, is it the same as the other one? It's almost a mirror image. Almost, but not quite. So again, a lot of time gone into making these. Go on, focus. Where have you gone? There you go. A lot of time gone into making these, and these are definitely worth the £6.50 to add with that APC. Or if you want them standalone to do something else with. Absolutely brilliant. £6.49. They are well worth it. And again, I need to get these, so I need to go buy them to add to mine. Definitely. Oh God, they're supposed to be in your shot, and they're not. So there you go. So there's the Colonial Marines to go with the APC. Definite must-have for me. I'm a huge Aliens fan, and I think they're absolutely brilliant. It's definitely something I'll be building this year. I would love to make a little dio with these. I'll have to have a think what I can do. Hopefully RetrokiT will bring us some more of the Aliens bits and bobs. The dropship will be absolutely fantastic if they bring that out. Maybe a few other bits and bobs, you don't know. You never know what's in the pipeline. But there you go. So there's the M577 APC and the Colonial Marine sets. You can get them directly from us at umpretail.com. So go to our website, have a look, and hopefully I'll see some of you guys building this very soon. So thanks for watching. I'll see you around, and I'll catch you soon.
Right, so there you go. As you can see, I think they're funky little kits, these things. Solid bit of resin as well, so really good. It's the least harmful resin as well, which is nice to see, but it's great. And those people that haven't worked with resin before, you shouldn't be scared of it. It's no different to working with styrene, apart from you've got to wear a face mask, and the best thing to do is do it on a damp paper towel so it sucks all the dust in and things like that. But it's only dangerous if you're going to sit there and suck it off the model as well. So it's not to be had in UCA glue like you would any other glue, so it's fine. So we're going to go back to the forum news, and we're going to do the monthly prize draw. Now obviously Last month we had the 2015 Christmas Mega Prize draw, and if you've seen the shows, you know what was up for sale. In the end, we had £1,500 worth of prizes, which is absolutely phenomenal, and I really don't know how we're going to beat that next year. We're going to have to start working now, I think, to get prizes for next year's one. But so yeah, it's just going to be tough to beat that. I can't see how we're going to beat that. But it was actually a phenomenal prize draw. The amount of entries and everything was brilliant as well. I mean, most entries we've ever had in the competition. And I just want to say well done again to the winner, King Dan. Dan got, I think it was 1,300 quid's worth of goods. I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, he's set for the next couple of years modelling wise. You know, as long as he's not doing more than a model a month, there's not going to be any problems there whatsoever for Dan. And he's got a lot of paints, airbrushes, models, books, the lot. So plenty to keep him. So a lot of envious people, and me for one as well. And obviously second place was Two Kids No Sleep, who got a kit and an airbrush. And third place, Hillbilly, who got a kit and an airbrush as well. And the good thing was all the prizes went to people from all around the world. I think it's one English, one Canadian, and an American. I think Hillbilly's American. I would assume so. So all around the world, which was great, international. So it's lucky. As I say, we do all those on randomorg.com. We put all the numbers in random.org. We put all the numbers in, then just pull out the winner. Whoever gets it, you know. So it's brilliant. But this month's prizes are prize draw's already up on the site if you want to enter. I think we've already had 20 pages of entries. But from E-Models, we've got the Meng 135 Chinese PLZ 05 155mm SPG. Great looking kit, and E-Models have denoted that for us this month, and it just looked absolutely fantastic. It's one of those kits I think, oh, maybe I won't get rid of all my armour, but the only armour kits I'm keeping are the Meng ones. So that's great as a prize. And then from Ultimate Modern Products, we're going to do a mega pack of sanders this month. So that's 2 prizes worth £40 each this month. So you're going to get, from Ultimate, you're going to get the full sanders, every one of our sanders. So there's a lot of sanders there to work with as well. So 2 fantastic prizes. All you've got to do is go over to International Scale Modeller or inscalemodeller.com on the competition thread, and only on the competition thread that's marked January 2015 free prize draw. Pop on there and just write an count me in, you know, write a joke, do whatever you want to do. Just as long as you put a post in there, you'll be included in the draw. So simple as that. I think now we're going to go back to Paul, who's going to do a review of the RetrokiT Steel Beast from the Indiana Jones movie. So over to Paul.
Hi everyone, Paul International Scale Modeller. Welcome to another review. I've got another review today of another RetrokiT. This time it's the 172 Steel Beast. This is depicting the tank from Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. Big fan of the Indiana Jones films again, same as I was with the Alien APC I did not long ago. So this is a sought after kit. I bought this last year at Telford. Had to have it once I saw it, and we've just started stocking the kits now. So this is available directly from us at www.umpretail.com. You can buy direct from us for £34.99. So it's a resin kit, same as any other resin kit. There's a few precautions you need to make. One, wear a dust mask, one of these things. Gloves, latex gloves, and wet the area, put a kitchen towel down to catch any excess dust. It is quite dangerous, the dust, but as long as you take those precautions, you're in no bother whatsoever. So like I said, I've had this kit for about a year. It's tucked away, or it's been tucked away for quite a while. Obviously because we started stocking them, I thought, you know what, I think I'll give it a review. So it comes well packaged, protected by bubble wrap. There's a little decal sheet, an instruction leaflet as well. Box is very strong, top marks of the boxes, they're absolutely brilliant. It's a fictional tank. It looks like a World War I Mark 1 like female male tank, but it's not, it's totally fictional. There's a bit of information there on the actual tank itself. If you want to read it, pause it and have a read. So there you go. Instructions are there. They are very basic, so you're going to need to figure those out for yourself. They're not the most helpful, but you can see where everything goes, and to be honest, it's not rocket science. It's pretty obvious where stuff's going to go, and you've got the movie to refer to as well. There's some great shots of that tank on the film you can refer to too. Now, if I remember right, Yes, it does. These decals, I believe, are for the Cuba wagon. If you're a fan of the film, you remember the Cuba wagon gets flipped over onto the barrel and shot off. They supply the decals for you in Hasegawa, or Hasegawi. Hasegawa make a 72 scale Cuba wagon, which I've got as well. And you can have those involved together as well, should you wish. That's a real nice touch to get those with the kit. So, we've got 3 packs of resin, wrapped in bubble wrap. So, nicely protected. Looks like they're in Ziploc bags too. Now, although I've looked at it before, I've never really paid any full attention. So, great. The other great touch as well, it comes with an Indiana Jones on a horse, which is just awesome. If you remember the scene where he's chasing it and the horse is beautifully cast. Very, very nice. So we've got 1 bag of resin, the horse with Indy on it. I'm going to get a knife before we start ruining stuff. Certainly well packaged, I'll give it that. Got 1 nice big chunk of resin. 2 sidewalls and the tracks. Again, those tracks are lovely. Very nice, and I'm assuming this is the mirror side for the other side, and it is. So what we'll do, we'll get them out. We'll deal with part at a time, and then we'll come back and have a look. So I'm guessing this is the main hull. I'm also guessing the mirror imaged parts. It must be. So there you go. I see. Yeah. So there's some parts to scrape off because they're mirrored parts. You need to scrape them off, and then you can place it on as and when you require. Now, the detail on the side of this, quite hard to see because it's yellow. There you go. It is very nice, nice and crisp. You've got rivet detail. Raised and recessed detail on the tracks are very nice, really well done. A little bit of cleanup, you've got a few plugs to get off, bit of sanding, but you're not going to see that side anyway because that's the bottom, so that's great. These are mirror image parts, so these two are exactly the same, but nice surface detail. You could always scratch build more on there should you wish, and like I say, you've got the film as a reference, so that's a great online resource to have a look. There must be stills everywhere on the net, so that's great. And then this must be the actual hull itself, and again, bit of detail on there, nice on the front just there. Get it out of the way like there, and there's a lot more to add in these other bags. So again, nicely cast resin, both parts superbly cast. That's one thing you can't beat about resin. The detail it holds is second to none. Like I say, these parts are going to need clean up, which is the nature of resin. As you can see, it's quite a large part count. So there's a turret. Again, nicely depicted. Shovel on the side. Very nice. Turret on the top. Another shovel on the other side. So again, nice detail there. We've got a bit of stowage. Again, very, very nice. We have a top plate with a grill by the look of it. And again, that is very well done. Once you get a wash in that, it's going to look stunning. Some other parts, I don't know what they are. I don't know what they are. I'm just going to skip past them because we're just going to sit there looking at them. Another nice cast part with raised rivet detail. Like I say, once you get this painted up and a wash on it, those raised surfaces are going to look great. More stowage. You got some that looks like cable drums, etc. A strap on the top, absolutely superb. Looks like a gun barrel, again, can be hollowed out once it's smoothed out and cleaned. Very nice, more stowage. There's quite a bit of stowage of it. There's 1, 2, 3, I can see 4 or 5 pieces of stowage there. Various other small parts, again, all nicely cast. It's what I do love about resin. We've got a few loose parts which have come off there and there, so just be aware of anything you've got. Put everything back in the bag till you're ready. You've got some, I'm guessing that's cable or rope or wire. Again, nice, looks like barbed wire actually, the way it's been done. Very nicely done. Another one. So again, nicely cast. Cool. We've got, looks to be a flat plate. Yeah, it's the underside plate for underneath. Another one of those parts. You've got these parts here. Sadly, one has snapped off, but the beauty of resin is just super glue black in place and you're away. There's quite a bit of give in resin, more than you think, but it does snap, but you can manipulate parts back, and you know, if they do snap off, they're no problem to fix at all. So you are going to get it with resin because it is quite delicate in places. There's a few bits there that have come off too, so I'm not sure whether they've come off, whether they're off there or not, but like I say, you can glue it back on, no problem at all. And overall the cast texture is very good. It's very crisp, very clean. They're the side, aren't they, for the guns, which must be under the bag. This is one that Indiana Jones is hanging off, one of the side guns. So again, no problems there, all very crisp, all nicely cast. I'm going to pop these back in the bag. If you're a fan of the films, which I am, I've always loved Indiana Jones, and The Last Crusade is one of my favourites. Always loved the one with Sean Connery in. Absolutely great film. Then again, it's a kit that I don't know anybody else that makes this kit at all, so it's definitely a kit that's out there on its own, and for me, again, something I really look forward to building. Like I say, if you open these kits up and you're in doubt of what is a part and what isn't, put everything back in the bag. That's my advice. Put everything in, every single little piece, because you will get bits that come detached. It's just the nature of resin. It's just the way it is. So you can always glue them back on. They don't get absolutely screwed up like plastic does. So they are easy to fix. Lots of other parts here. They're tracks by the look of it. Oh yes, so they're going to keep you busy. So there's the other set of tracks. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 sets of tracks and a couple of loose ones that have come off. So there's 12 little plugs of track, as you can see. So a bit of cleanup there, so it's going to take a bit of time, but they're going to look great once they're on. No problem there. So there's a good few sprues out of the way. Now we've got the guns for those 2 side turrets right there. Again, nicely cast. You got the little cover, like a canvas cover there. The barrel is hollowed out, but get a drill in there, hollow it out a bit more, maybe thin the end a tiny little bit. That'll look a lot better. So those 2 parts are absolutely great. Very nice. We've got rope, more rope. Again, that's nicely cast. Looks like the other ones fell off. Does anyone know about the parts coming off? Quite easy to come off, but not a problem to rectify at all. Ammo cases, by the look of it, that's what they look like to me. There's a couple of those, yes there is, and they're nicely cast. Nice bit of surface detail on them. So again, painted up with a washing, they're going to look great. Some smaller parts, I have absolutely no idea what they are, but there's 2 of them. Again, nicely cast, all what looks like rope. So a fair bit of stowage on this thing, and you can always add more. 72 scale, so there are 72 scale bits and bobs out there. A toe and shackle, which has come off here. So again, like I say, don't throw any parts away, keep them all. Again, delicate parts on there. So they're going to take some care when they're done. And of course, the exact same one again. So there we go. So there's the parts for the tank. The last one is the horse in Indiana Jones. The horse is stunning. I've seen the horse before. It was the first thing I looked at when I bought the kit. Like I say, just a bit of cleanup. Once you do all the cleanup at once, that's how I work with resin. Get all the plugs off, get all the bits tidied up, cleaned up. You've got it out of the way, and then you're not dealing with the pain of the dust then. You've got all nice clean parts just to glue in position and then paint. Obviously it's CA glue you use on these, super glue. Plastic cement won't work. You can use PVA if it's not a part you need to dry really quickly, but for me CA glue is the way to go. Right, so the horse, like I say, I've seen this before, and the commander, oh I forget his name again, the guy who goes over the ledge with the tank. There he is. It's a very nicely depicted figure with a Luger, the cupola hatch, his uniform. Very, very nice. That's lovely, that is. It's a nice little figure as he drops it. We've got arms, so that's Indiana's pistol, Indiana's head. Oh god, lost his head, off of his head. Indiana's head and his iconic hat. Very, very cool. And of course the horse figure itself. So quite a bit of cleanup on that. I'm not going to lie, that is going to need quite a bit of cleanup. But a lot of it's thin, very thin parts. You can get most of them off with a sharp scalpel or hobby knife. And then it's a case of some very careful sanding. And I tell you what will be invaluable on this is one of our thinny sponges. Absolutely invaluable on this. But again, the horse has got its padded, it's not a saddle as such, it's just a padded blanket, isn't it? It's got its reins on it, its mane, beautifully done. It's really, really nice, and to have that following the tank behind, it's just an excellent finishing touch. Top marks for that one. Do absolutely love the horse. I think it's a very nice finishing touch for the kit. And you know, it's not an easy kit. It's not something you're going to build in a day. It's going to take you a while to do. But once you get used to working with resin, it's very, very easy to use. It's nothing to be worried about at all. And like I say, you get the decals for the Cuba wagon. So should you wish to add it? My God, I can't speak. There you go. Basic instructions. Probably the only downside to the kit, but they're all there. You can see the parts, where they all go. So it's not the end of the world. And like I say, there is plenty of online reference to look at for the parts, and the parts are clear what they are. You can tell what they are, apart from some of the little ones, but you can figure them out where they go. And that's it. So there you go. Another retro kit of the Steel Beast tank from Indiana Jones. Again, big favourite of mine, so it's another kit I'm going to look forward to building later on at some point. And there you go. So you can find this at umpretail.com, £34.99. I'd highly recommend it if you're an Indiana Jones fan. For me, it's great. Like I say, there's nobody else I know out there that does this kit. So top marks. So there you go. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you around and I'll see you soon.
Right, so there you go. Again, another great little kit from RetrokiT, and it's one of those things that you're not going to see that anywhere else. That tank from any other manufacturer, or at the moment anyway. Maybe someone will pick up on it one day, but that really is a unique model. So again, that's on my wish list. I really do want to get one of those in 172 size. Not massive, but it's a nice chunk of resin, and detail looks very good as well. So, and because it's a bit of a what if and things like that, you can add stuff as you go. You know, it's not, you don't have to do just what's in the pack there. You can have like Nazi flags and things. I think that was the nice one. Is a Temple of Doom. The Warriors Raiders of the Lost Ark, that one I think. I can't remember off the top of my head though. But anyway, so there you go. So thanks for that, Paul. We're going to go over to the build section now, and believe it or not, I've actually been quite busy since the last update. Now I'm all settled in my man cave, and it's all comfortable in here. I've got my office in here as well, so I can work in here, model at the same time and everything. It does make life a whole lot easier, and it just goes to show by the amount of modelling I've done. I think I've got to make up for the lost time last year. So let's have a look, see what's on my bench. Right, welcome to my bench. What have I got on my bench? I have actually been really busy this month. Now the office is in the room with my man cave. Everything's in here that I need to do during the day and the evening. It does make life a whole lot easier, I have to say, and it's kind of shown itself in the fact that since I've been set up and ready to go, I've been relatively prolific, I think. I haven't finished anything yet, but that's not far off, I've got to say. So first of all, obviously, we've got the old chestnut. This is the Tiger one, which was for Mike's in honour of Cohen SiG, which was a year ago now, I think. So, but this, again, I keep saying I'm going to get this done, I'm going to get this done. But my mojo keeps pointing me towards aircraft at the moment. I've got to say, I really am into aircraft and sci-fi at the moment and everything. So that's where my heart is at the moment. So what I've got going at the moment, aircraft-wise, is this is an old Lavochkin. I've got all the dooblies and doodahs and things like that as well. Now this is an Eduard Lavochkin LA7. LA7 or LA5? I'm pretty sure it's the LA7. It was a Profi pack anyway. I've got to say, it is one of their older kits. Now, I don't know if you can see over there. Well, you won't be able to see over there, but it's all primed now and ready for paint. But if you go onto the thread on ISM, as you can see from these photos here, it is not the best of kits to go together. It is a bit of a filler queen. I've got to say, I've got through a lot of filling and sanding and things like that on there, as you can see these pictures flicking through and everything. It did take a bit of blood, sweat and tears. And I can remember when I started building this, it was a God, year and a half ago, and I put it back in the box just because of all the PE in there. It was a real pain in the bum, but I think it was, I don't know why I put it back in the box. I have no idea, I can't remember why. In any case, when I had all my kits moved out here, this was one of them in there. I picked it up and thought, oh, do you know what? Oh, okay, I could have done it for the Russian GB, but I'd already started the cockpit, so I couldn't really enter it. So I said, I know what, I'll do this. I'll finish this off just for completion's sake to get one going. But it's been a pain in the bum, but I think it's actually, well, now it's all done and ready, as you can see. It's actually going to take the paint quite well. I think I can't see any bad points on it. There might be a little bit of a thing in the wing root here. It'll be a case of I'll put some black down, and if it really does shut bad, I'll have to refill that again. But under here, as you saw from the pictures, this was awful fit all the way around here, but it looks pretty seamless now, which is nice. Okay, so that'll be interesting to see. A really tough paint scheme on that. It'll be interesting. I'm really looking forward to weathering that as well, because it's not all the pictures online you see of these. There's no none of them are badly weathered at all. I don't know if that's the case, they all got shot down pretty quick or anything like that, but there really is no badly weathered photos for one of these online, so it'll be a reasonably easy weathering job, that's for sure. So that's number one. Number two was this little one, which was a kit that Great Wall Hobby sent us to review. I think this was about a year ago, so no, not quite a year ago, probably 8-9 months ago, something like that. And obviously this is the Victor B2, and I've got to say it did kind of fall together, this kit. It was actually really nice to do. There are very tiny amounts of filler needed here and there, but it was the type of filler literally you just pop a tiny bit in and wet cotton bud over straight away, let it dry overnight, and Bob's your uncle. The only problem I had with this was the cockpit was a bit of a strange fit. It didn't go in quite well enough. I'm not 100% happy with it, but it will do. You know, it's the thing is the cockpit inside is very basic as well, as you can see from this photo, and it's luckily you're not going to see a lot through the glass and everything, because there's not a lot of space. I enjoyed masking this up. I do mask by hand a lot of the time if I can. I do get Edouards as well, but I ended up masking this by hand, and I thought it was quite enjoyable. It was quite relaxing actually. But as you can see, you should be able to see there from the panel lines, there's lots of panel lines in there. Beautiful moulding, really went together quite well. As I say, the only bit which is usual on most kits is the Bombay on the ends here was a little bit rough going together, but apart from that, I think a little bit of filler was needed at the front here. That was I'll show the pictures actually. I forgot to, but it says quite clearly in the instructions, put nose weight in, and you can see I've starred it and everything to say don't forget to do it. And what did I do? I forgot to do it. So I had to drill a hole right in here, and I poured some of this in there, which is liquid gravity. Now these are tiny beads. If you've had a look at our Waiting a Tail Sitter review from ISM, which is about 2 years old, that tutorial, you'll see this stuff in there. It's teeny tiny shot, really 0.5 millimetre sort of size, and you can drill a small hole in there and pour it in, and then pour the CA glue in afterwards, which is what I did. So that seems like it's weighted about right now. It does. It's quite. You think the wheels are going to be there, and it does lean forward on the finger, so it should be okay. But really nice kit. Yeah, it looks like a bit tricky. We're getting the paint through the intakes and everything, but I'm sure I can mask that off and things like that, and it'll come out quite nice. So so there's that one as well. Where did I put that? So we've got those two and the Tiger. As you can see, I'm doing quite well actually, aren't I? We've also got this, which is the Apollo 27 rocket from Pegasus Hobbies. It's had, I don't know if you're going to pick it up, but it just needs another coat of white on there. It's had about 4 coats of white already. It just needs one more. The surface, I haven't got any decent white surface primer, which is a hole in my collection somewhere. I didn't realise I had it, so I've got to go and get some white primer. I think I'll get some of the. But yeah, so as you can see, it needs one more coat. It's probably whiting out on the overhead there. Going together, it went together okay. But these seams here along the middle It comes with a lot of locating pins and there's some massive joints. Now, if you're going to build this kit, I would definitely suggest taking out those locating pins. Leave one at either end, but take the rest out. And it's usually, I usually always do it on kits. You couldn't test fit this one because they were quite tight. So, and I thought, do you know what? It looked actually spot on, so I didn't cut them off. And lo and behold, it was a little bit out on the fuselage here. So it was a lot of filling and sanding. Luckily, it's a big surface area. There wasn't a lot of detail to knock off or anything like that, so it was reasonably easily done. So I didn't mind doing it, to be honest with you. But I'm going to go. You can let with something like this. You can let your imagination go wild. What you want to do with it. It's a fair-sized model, as you can see. But I'm going to do the box art. The decals came out of register, but I have got some decals that I can use from an old kit or something like that, which I will use. I'll just maybe go a little bit different on the decals and things like that. So that's another one as well. As you can see, I'm starting to build up a fair collection of models underway at the moment, which is nice. And the last one I've got to show you is this one, which is the F16. It's the Eduard 148 Eduard limited edition Fighting Falcons. Is it Fighting Falcons? Yeah, Fighting Falcons. I can't remember, I've ditched the box now, I don't have the box. Yeah, Top Falcons, sorry, Top Falcons. Now this is based on the Kinetic kit, the F16 kit, and again it is the fuselage, the lower fuselage is a little bit warped, and you can have a look underneath and everything. And if I zoom you in, you will be able to see the filler. You can see it's had to have filler all around there, pretty much every connecting surface has had to have filler of one sort or another in there, you know, around the nose, all these nose panels, every single one of those has had to have filler on it as well, and all around the back, as you can see, everywhere it's had to be filled everywhere. So every joint needs filling, and as you can see there's a bit of Eduard, and we've got the wheel bay there which it's ready for weathering, which I'm going to do before I paint. So I'll weather that and then cover it again and everything. Front wheel bay. But as you can see, that joint there all the way across there, you know, even the little bits like adding in this intake here, that's all needed filling. You know, everywhere it's needed filling and everything. So what I would suggest is that this is definitely not a starter kit, that's for sure. It's you can see I've actually had to just go on the overhead again. So you have to fill in these bits as well. Again, that's not easy, getting that smooth so that you can't see those. You'd think it would be, but it isn't. But anyway, so it's a great kit, and it's going to build up to be nice. You've got lots of extras like the resin and the photo etch and the masks and all that lot. But to be honest with you, they don't make too much difference. If I were going to get another F16, I would get a newer version. I wouldn't buy this kit again. I've enjoyed doing it, I've got to say, but I wouldn't do it again because there are a lot of problems with it, and it's definitely not a beginner's kit, that's for sure. I would probably buy one of the newer F16s. I did have the 172 Tamiya CJ Block 50 on order from a place in Spain, but it's taken a month to get it so far. It's still not arrived, which is what I was going to enter. I'm still, hopefully I will have this built within a week, ready for paint. Once I've done that, I can paint it, get this done, and then obviously start on the Russia with Love GB as well. So, but it is coming together nicely, I've got to say. It is a bit of a filler queen, and it's a bit, just doesn't fit right, you know. But to be honest with you, I'm not moaning about that. I enjoy a little bit of a challenge, and but you can tell on here. Let's go back to the other end, zoom out a bit. You can see on here there's 3 different colours plastic on here. You've got this one here, this colour here, and then you've got this colour here. Now that's 3 different newer additions to the kit over the years. This is excellent moulding, great panel lines, things like that. This not so nice, and that's you know, rougher again still. So you can see it's had multiple generations added onto it and changed and everything. So but apart from that, it's going to look good when it's done. I'm going to do the brown box art scheme as well, this one here. That's what I want to do. It's what drew me to the kit in the first place. So, but I'm enjoying that, and as I say, that'll be ready for painting hopefully in a week's time, and we can get cracking those. In that week, hopefully I will have painted one of these. I've made up my mind which one. But as you can see, so for a change, I've got models on the go, I've got plans to do models, and I'm actually achieving some of my things about getting the models done and everything. So it's really exciting times. Hopefully this year I'll get at least 10 models done. I thought one a month will be really good, and if I can get any more than that, it'd be fantastic. But there you go. So that's my bench this month. Woohoo! Good update. Until next month, I'll see you later. Back to the show. So there you go. I have actually been reasonably busy. I've got 4 kits on the go now. I've got another one in a box that I might resurrect that came over with all my kits from the UK. I've got a lot more kits now that I want to do. As I say, I've got the Victor, the F16, the Rocket, and the Lavochkin. They're all on the go. I've also got the Tiger Tanks. There's 5 I've got on the go at the moment. So it really is great because I can sit down. I've got all of those now. I mean, 3 of them are all just paint and weathering now. So the F16 is still being built, but I envisage the F16, even though it's had a bit of work done to it. That should be done, hopefully ready for paint by the end of the week. That would be nice. But yeah, so woohoo! And now we're going to go over to Paul's bench. Over to Paul.
Okay, thanks Lee. So welcome to my session of news show. Probably go over some of the stuff Lee's already spoken about. A few other things of myself as well. First of all, GBs end of the year. So the New Age Desert Rats and the Hail the Hunters SiG and GB ended. Thanks everybody who took part, absolutely brilliant. Sadly I couldn't take part in the desert one, really did want to, just didn't have the time to do it. We're preparing for Telford and whatnot. It was a group build I had to suffer. The Hail the Hunters, the Jagdpanther Panzer Tiger one, that was actually my idea, that one we were voting, so that was quite an important one to me. Took part in that. Thank you for everybody who took part, finished, didn't finish, participated, looked at, commented, whatever. Thank you to everybody that took part in that. New group builds and SiGs, we've got the From Russia with Love, so anything Russian, Russian produced and in Russian markings. Bit of confusion over this. For some reason people don't seem to read the rules, they read the little synopsis on the calendar. Has to be Russian built and in Russian markings, so it can't be Czechoslovakian, blah blah blah, anything like that. Has to be Russian Soviet. So if it's Russian Soviet, it's fine. If it's not, it's not. I must have answered a dozen PMs this week alone over this, and some quite irate and disappointed people who bought kits for it but not read the rules. So read the rules. They're in the group build section or the SiG section under chat and guidelines. In there every single time. They're above the prizes. I'm sure you've seen the prizes, so if you go above that you can see them, and they are there plain as day to read. So that's that. So new ones to start, yeah, the Russian one obviously, which I just explained, and the F16 one as well, another great one. I love the F16. I've built 2 or 3 in the past 3 months. So onto another one. I bought Kinetic Sufa, which is behind me. Would have started by now, but as a few of you know, I've had a bit of a farce with Hannants. I don't like to name and shame a company, but I did last time, and it's still ongoing from then. 7 weeks later, I ordered a resin copy for the Sufa, and it was just missing a control panel. Made a phone call on the 20th of November. Was told by some bumbling man on the phone that it would be sent out to me. When would it be? He didn't know, so I thought, great. I'll pay for next day delivery for it, so that was completely redundant then. 6 weeks later, I ring up again to, almost the sound of nobody knows what I'm talking about. I've actually got the recording on my YouTube channel, Paul at ISM. You go and look at it. I did take the piss a little bit, so do excuse me on that. To be told they get refunded my postage, blah blah blah. But basically, by the sounds of it, they knew nothing of the phone call 6 weeks earlier, which is fantastic customer service. I got a phone call about an hour later from the same guy, Jeff, saying that they wouldn't be refunding my £6.50 next day delivery postage because they'd have to post out the missing part. So I thought, great. So I went through PayPal, always pay by PayPal. PayPal's excellent. I disputed it, and within a day of disputing, I had an email from Nigel, no idea who he is, asking what the problem was, and when I gave him a full rant by email, saying I wanted my money back, he agreed to refund my money, or send it all back, the cockpit, the mast set, get a refund. They're going to pay for the postage back, and I will try my best not to use Hannants anymore. Real shame, because I've never had a problem with them. I've had about 50 orders with them in the past few years, loads of orders through them, and I've not had a single problem with one. And when you do, obviously customer service shows what a company's like, and this is poor. So 7 weeks for a missing console on a resin cockpit when they had them in stock, and they could have just sent me a new one, switched it back. No idea why. So Sent that back, refund, and I ordered a new one from Model Hobbies. Again, another company I've had trouble with in the past, but they're the only company I have one. So hopefully that'll arrive soon, and I can finally start on my kinetic sofa. So, long-winded, bit of a rant to Hannons. Poor service, Hannons. Hope you get to see this. In fact, Nigel, I will send you a copy of this video so you can see my little rant. And I'll, 23,000 subs on YouTube, 4,500 members on the forum, and 6,000 members on Facebook. It doesn't look good against the company at all. But hey, I gave you the benefit of the doubt, and I said that all along. 6 weeks is far too long to wait. Absolute terrible customer service. So, by the by. So Nigel, I will send you a copy of this by email, a link to the news show, and you can watch this yourself. So there you go. I'll be avoiding Hannons at all costs now. Next up, what have we got? I've got a bit off track there, having a rant. UMP, we started stocking RetrokiT, so the minions, the sci-fi bits and bobs, and the two reviews today off me today on the news show are of the Indiana Jones tank and the Aliens APC and Marine crew. So you'll see those today. We've got all of them in stock now. The prices are up. There's still more to add. There's still more on the way. The minions are brilliant. There's some absolutely brilliant ones in there. The 50 Shades of Banana is just hilarious. And I'll put a little picture of it up there. Absolutely brilliant. Love that one. So yeah, they're all in stock. So go fill your boots. Order a load of them. They are great fun to build. I made a Christmas one. In fact, there it is. I think it was not last year, the year before. I did the Merry Banana. Scratch built a little snowman, and absolutely brilliant. Great fun. Totally different kind of modelling, and well worth a go if you fancy a laugh. So we're stocking now. We've got exciting news in just over a month, which me and Lee are very tight-lipped about. But for me and Lee, it's very exciting, and hopefully for you guys too. What else have we got? I'm just reading my cheat sheet. So, the Vegan and Kraz. Kraz, not a problem. I'll have another video of that up soon, because it's just trundling along with the weathering. The Vegan, I still can't get my head around that mask set. I'm going to give it one more look at it. If I can't figure it out, I'm going to paint the thing grey. I'll do the grey camo, the grey scheme on it. Because otherwise, it's just not going to get built, because it's sat on the shelf of doom right there, and it's just not getting built. So, either way, I'll have a video of that up this month. Hangouts. Before I go into Hangouts, actually, we'll do a well done to those that won the Christmas prize draw. Dan, you lucky git. So much stuff going out to Dan. Really lucky guy. Actually, I remember a guy who joins the Hangouts, funnily enough. So I know Dan quite well, met him personally. And a very lucky guy. You've got an absolute massive haul there, mate. And well done to the two guys. I think it was, oh my god, Two Kids No Sleep and Hillbilly, if I remember right. So well done, guys. Very good. And obviously keep an eye out for our monthly prize draws on the forum and enter them when you can with a chance to win. Hangouts. So yes, different from ISM or my hangouts, which happen every night. Seb, Dutch Modern, does this on a Friday. I did it on Saturday. Wednesday we go live. So Friday, Saturday, Wednesday the hangouts are normally live. The other time they're off there just so we can chat about people moaning about what we talk about, because people always moaning at us. A few new members joined recently, which is great, so that's nice to see. They've been very busy, very full. We did our Secret Santa as well through the pop, which is a Pricks of Plastic. That was mine, a Tamiya Ducati, absolutely stunning kit. Whoever bought him, he must have been watching the hangout because they were in it with me. Because I was talking about wanting that kit not long ago, and they bought it for me. So thank you very much. Whoever bought me that, I love you very much. Absolutely brilliant, and I can't wait to build it. And in fact, I was going to save for the Tamiya SiG later on in the year, but I might just build it soon, like now. I'm so tempted just to open up and start building. I love Tamiya bike kits. I built loads of them years ago. I probably built about 8 or 9 in total, and they're just stunning, absolutely stunning kits. They fall together. They're absolutely superb. Working suspension parts on them. And they're not quite as difficult as a car because there's not as big a body to spray. So great fun. Absolutely love it. I'm really looking forward to that. We had great fun with the Secret Santa. Again on my channel, the openings. 2 of them on Christmas Day. One from myself on my channel. And one on Seb's Dutch Modelling one. And there was one on Boxing Day. But I can't remember if we were live for that or not. But 22 of us involved in it. No hitches. Everybody got there on time. I think. Yeah, everybody's got there on time. And everybody made out like a bandit in it. Everyone did very well on Secret Santa. So another success, and we'll be doing it again next year. It's only open for those guys, nobody else involved, purely because we need trust to make sure we know everybody who's in it. But absolutely brilliant, and I can't wait to build that Ducati. And there you go. That's about all I've got to talk about, I think. Let me... oh, one last thing. Loads of people have asked me, where's the fish tank gone? It was in the way on the corner. The fish weren't doing too well, to be honest, in here. Not the fumes, I just don't know what it was. I think there's no natural light in here, really. There's a window, but I'm in here most of the time through the night, so it's dark. So I put them in the kitchen in the house, and that's it, basically. Still got them all. But yeah, just made a bit more room behind me because there's paint there now. Story of my life. But they're all alive and good and doing well. So yeah, a lot of people have asked me that, so I thought I'd mention it this month. So there you go. What we'll do now, we'll head over to the bench and we'll have a look at my current builds and we'll see what I've been up to. Right, so over at my workbench, what have I been working on this month? Well, the hind is the Trumpy 135 hind. This is exactly how it was last month. It's still on the shelf, ready for rescribing, making the rivets better. Loads of external PE to go on. Just wanted to break, finish off a couple of things, which I have done. Started 3 different kits in the group builds. The hind is a long-term build. I want it done for Telford this year, so I've got like nearly over 10 months to get it done, so not a problem at all. I'll get back at that. The Vigan and the crash I've just explained. The Vigan, gonna have one last crack at that splinter cam. See if we can figure it out. Just, it's not numbered in any way, shape or form. It's literally, you've got to figure out where to put it, and they all interconnect together, so if you screw it up, you're screwed. And that's purely and simply it. So if I can't, I'm going to go with the grey camo scheme and we'll get it finished that way. Bit of a disappointment because I really do like that splinter cam, but I'm not going to muck about. I want to get the videos done. The Kraz, get another part up. I can't remember where we're at now. I forget, we did a DOF filter last time, so probably a matte coat, other bits and bobs, but we've got one of those up. Group builds, I finished a Star Wars group build with my 80 ST. Which is here, which hopefully won't fall off its stand, which is there. It was finished a while back. I just needed to add a few little bits and bobs. I'll zoom in on the side camera so you can see. We've moved the side camera a little bit today. I've come down a little bit lower. So ATST, so Star Wars. I've kit bashed it with a Tamiya Stug. So it's an ATS Stug, is what I called it. Now, all the parts of the Stug just seem to fit this thing perfectly, like they were made for it. And it was a nice build, a full interior to it, which comes with the kit anyway. I've had a Commander to Cupola and the MG. The Cupola of the Stug actually fits in. If you look on the overhead camera, you can see it, the close up. There you go, you can see this is a Cupola. A few bits and bobs, periscope. We've got the S-mine launchers on the front, the guns, etc. Some brass 35th scale MG34 barrels on the side. I did see one very similar to this on Facebook the other day, but I did mine way back in May, I think it was. I'm not saying it's the first, but it's the first one I saw, these Bandai ones. And it's great, it turned out really well. Like I say, we've got an interior, if I can get it up without destroying everything. Because it is quite tight. I come to the closer up can. So we've got an interior, done it in chrome wise. We've added some decals, some straps. There was going to be a driver in there, which is why that one's been left. A few instruments on the front and on the side, etc. Gave it a wash, tied it all in. I do still have plans for this. I just wanted to get it finished with the Star Wars SiG, which ended to December 18th. I've got a 48 scale Sherman to go along with it, and a little Dio base and crew and what have you. And at some point I'll get back to it and get it done, but for now this is how she stays. Fantastic kit, they clip together. I glued a lot of mine as well. A bit brittle plastic, so be careful using washers, especially if you're using mineral spirits or turpentine, etc. Because it does react with the Bandai plastic. That's a well-known problem. Next up, another little fun build I decided to do just before Christmas was a little build on Anything 144, just over 2 weeks. So from I think it was the 10th of December to Christmas Eve, just pick a 144 scale kit and build it. And a few guys did it. Not many of us finished, unfortunately. I think out of the 6 or 7 people that took part, off the top of my head, I can remember me, Jez Coleman, I think it was, finished. I don't know anybody else that finished. So sadly, I think there's only a couple who's actually done it. But I picked this. This is the Mark 1, 1/144th Wessex in the rescue. So, not the easiest kit in the world. Needed quite a bit of work. Considering its size, There was a lot of work went into this. I think I finished it in about 5 or 6 days, but I was working on it constantly. Put all the other projects to one side, and it went together okay. It did need a bit of work, a little bit of scratch building on it. So I'll turn the side on. We'll go to the close-up one. As you can see, compared to a Tamiya bottle, there we go. That is a Tamiya bottle. There's the size. So not a huge thing at all. So it was quite tricky to work on. I scratch built the winch on the side just there. Excuse my fingernails, rather dirty. Sorry, Hendrik. Scratch built the winch. The rotor blades are just pushed in for now, so they keep moving. We put the antennas on the side. If I could put it over the base, you can see the antennas. And whatnot, but I'll be honest, it was a fun little build, and I think I will be getting some more of these in to build because I had great fun doing it. There's loads of the Wessex, absolutely loads of them. There's about 5 in total. They do a few aircraft. I know Tim Ivett is building a, oh god, I forget what plane it was now, completely forget, but he was building, he said that needed a bit of work, and he bought the PE upgrade set for this, and I was supposed to get it but didn't, and I'm thankful I didn't. So yeah, very nice kit, turned out very well, and I really did enjoy building this little thing. Absolutely tiny, and it's come out great, and what it made me do is go by the Atelier full size, I think it's, is it 48 scale? I think it's 48 scale, one of these. Little base came free with it, and just a great fun little build. Wasn't supposed to have the Union flag on the front, but I put it on there because I thought it looked really cool. Next up, another kit I bought just before Christmas. Started at the beginning of December, put it away while I worked on that little Wessex, and then finished it off. I think it was just before New Year. This is Kinetic's brand new Sea Harrier, the FRS-1 that they brought out not long ago. Built this, never built a Kinetic kit in my life. I've got the Sufa to build next, and if it builds up like this, which I don't think it does, it would be a great kit because this thing went together great. Couple of things, sadly, when I glued the canopy on, I started using Tamiya Extra Thin on the front canopies because they don't need to come back off, or very rarely anyway. A little bit of glue leached up the mask inside, not inside the mask, sorry, leached up the console inside and glued the inside of the screen, so it was blatantly obvious, and I made a rookie mistake of not leaving these open, part of the engine intakes I believe they are, so I didn't leave them open. A couple of people pointed it out to me, because it wasn't a group build, and I'm not an expert on many things to be honest, aircraft or tank wise. I know bits and bobs. I'm in this hobby to build, and that's it really. So a few people pointed it out, rookie mistake, and I was like, oh crap. So I finished it as good as I could, didn't put my heart and soul into it, I will agree, especially underneath, with the sole intention of I'll build it again, and I've ordered another one and it's on the way, and I'll build it again. So a couple of silly mistakes, one because I didn't do my research and didn't know about those, and two, just unlucky with the glue really. So yeah, I'm going to completely rebuild it again. This was painted with ACAN Extra Dark Sea Grey and white underneath. The cockpit leaves a little bit to be desired. It needs an update set, which I don't think they've done yet. So what I'll do on my other ones, I'll probably pick one for a different manufacturer's Sea Harrier and add the extras. So the seat's a little bit basic. If you can see the instrument panels, there's not much there. There's not a huge amount of detail in there, but I have seen worse. But the kit itself went together absolutely brilliantly. The decals are great, nice cartograph decal sheet, and they went together really well. Now the white is going to glare out like hell, but it is a dirty off-white. Like I said, as soon as I saw the mistakes, which one of them is that there, terrible, let me turn it around for you. As soon as I saw that, I kind of thought, crap. So I didn't put my heart and soul into it like I normally do. So there you go. It's leached through. I tried to remove the canopy very gently with a craft knife and easing it back, and it cracked then. So that's that. Such a shame because it did come out quite well. Quite a bit of paintwork on this. It's hard to pick it up on the camera, but she is faded, mottled, lightened, etc. And underneath painted in the Tamiya white, and then weathered to give it that dirty appearance. She did come out quite well. Oh, got a missile, a fuel tank loose there as well. We'll put that back on later. In fact, I think they friction fit on, if I remember right. Yes, they do. Great kit though, highly recommend it. Highly recommend it. I know the other Sea Harriers, I think Tamiya does one, and the Airfix I think do one as well. The way I did the canopy as well, I can have it open or shut. So closed or open. I know the Tamiya one's shocking, and I believe the Airfix one is really old as well. So like I said, I've reordered it, it's on its way to me, and I will rebuild it and revisit it, because I really enjoyed building it. It went together, no real problems at all. I can't think of anything, there was any particular problem on it at all. No, highly recommended build. Highly recommended build indeed. So there you go. So you want to build a Sea Harrier, go by that new Kinetic FRS1. And there's an FRS2, and I think that gets slated a little bit, so obviously Kinetic have upped their game on that one. Current build, this is for my Russian GB. This is my GB entry. First one I've built of Eduard's MiG, and the first ever MiG-21 I've ever built as well. This is the SMT. So we've got the enlarged spine, a few other bits and bobs different on it, and this is where we're at now. I started this, oh god, I can't remember now, about 4 or 5 days ago I think it was. So you've got the cockpit all in, so you've got the usual Profi pack, PE. In there I had an aftermarket, go on focus, resin seat with resin belts, which looks absolutely stunning. It's come out very well, very nice indeed. Literally sprayed this up last night. I've still got a bit of detail painting still on this. We've got the head-up display to put in, give it more of a wash to tie it in with the rest of the cockpit, and away we go. But this has gone together very well. Very, very nice kit. It's nose heavy. I've got a lot of nose weight in there because a lot of people have told me to make sure I had plenty of it. But again, need a little bit of work. It's not been absolutely perfect. I need a little bit of filler just on those wing roots, but it's nothing drastic and nothing you could see. A lot of the rescribing is hidden by the clever way everything's done. So the fin at the back, this part, the spine, that's probably the most prominent piece, and I haven't added any filler anywhere to this yet. And I think we're going to need a little bit on the front there, a little bit on the top at the back, and I think that is it. So top marks from Eduard there, very good. This is a bit of a tricky piece on the back, and I do have a little bit of a step, so we'll figure out what to do with that. Probably sand it back ever so slightly to try and feather it in a bit. But great kit, really enjoy building this, and that's my entry to the From Russia with Love. Like I said, I got my F16, which is right here, and I'm going to grab it. Is the Kinetic Sufa, which I love the Sufa. Absolutely awesome kit. I'll put it on the side so you can see it. There she is. Like I said, the aftermarket cockpit's on its way to me, so as soon as that comes I'm going to start it, and hopefully we'll get underway and get this one done. And that's it really. So what's next to start? Well, that bike, that Ducati, I'll grab that actually so you can have a good look at it, because I showed it you before. My Secret Santa gift, this one. Absolutely beautiful. That's a stunning looking bike. Sadly, because of the nature of advertising for tobacco, you can't advertise the Marlboro on it, so the decals aren't included, which is a bit sad, but you can buy them as an aftermarket part, and that's what I'll do. So I can get them from Hero Boy, I can get them for this. Like I said, I was going to save this for the Tamiya GB later in the year, but to be honest, I think I'm going to build it before then, because I haven't built a bike kit in a while, and it's just great. They're just awesome kits. If you've never built one, seriously, just go and get one. They're absolutely brilliant. They fall together. Loads of screws, bolts, rubber tyres, everything. They're just great kits. They're on par with their 32 scale aircraft kits. I love them. Not, you know, I appreciate bikes. I'm very rarely ridden one in my past, in my youth, a long time ago. But I appreciate them for what they are, and that's a gorgeous looking bike with those proper Marlboro decals on it. It looks a lot better. So that will maybe start when we come back next month, and hopefully this will be done, the MiG, and the Sufa may well be done. It will be very near completion, and there we go. So there's my builds, and bit of waffle, and I'm going to take you back to Lee. So there you go. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll catch you around and I'll see you soon.
Cheers, Paul. Well, as you can see, up again, Paul's been busy as well. That lad's always busy. I don't think I can say anything else than any other news show ever, you know. So well done, Paul. Again, great section, great models. I love that little helicopter, 1144 helicopter. It's absolutely fantastic. That's it from the news show this month. Again, sorry it's a little bit late. I do have to apologise for that, but as I say, it has been really hectic. I'm doing 16-hour days at the moment, so I'm just trying to cram everything in when I can. So you just have to bear with me with the reveals as well. Luckily, all the reviews that I've done that are going up, I mean, I've filmed those over a week period just before Christmas, before I got really busy. So I've got lots of reviews going up and things like that. So it should keep you entertained. I just want to say, obviously, coming to the end of the show, a big thank you to our sponsors, to eModels, to S&M Stuff, and of course our new sponsor, Micah MJR Models and Hobbies, and of course Ultimate Modelling Products as well. Without these guys, obviously, we couldn't run the forum as we do. We're offering all these great prizes and everything. I hope you've enjoyed the show. Sorry it's a little bit late again, and until next month, take care. Bye bye.